It's it's. Are we live?
It says live.
I'm going. I have the other side pulled up. You may hear echo here in a second. Oh, yep, we're live. Okay. Hello, hello. I'm the great and powerful Mr. E. And tonight on this wonderful YouTube Live, I am joined by Shayn, Orin, and Jennie. Bizarre Encounters, UFO Framework. They're going to explain that here in a minute.
Hey, everybody.
You guys go right ahead.
Well, first, Justin, thanks for having us on.
Yes, sir.
Awesome
Thank
to
you.
get to hang out with you again, as always. So I guess we'll just jump right into it. So for a little more backstory, you guys can check out any of the episodes of Cryptids of the Corn or some of Shayn's other shows that me and Jennie have been on, but kind of a little bit of backstory about how we all met and came together. So me and Jennie have kind of started, in the past couple of years, just trying to research the paranormal more seriously and going to conventions and stuff like that. And through that, we met Justin and Jay and Emily, at the Southwest Virginia Bigfoot and Friends Festival this past September. And we kind of hit it off with them. And one thing led to another, and they invited us on their show, which turned out awesome. Everybody go listen to those episodes if you have not. And so through that, Shayn shot me a message, and one thing led to another there, and he invited us to join him as co-host of Bizarre Encounters. So basically, Justin, you're to blame for all of this. So thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. Anything I can do to help, but yeah.
I mean, as far as my side goes, at least, originally I started Bizarre Encounters with Ghost from My Third Eye. We were just doing like a random show on one of my episodes on Increase of Our Reality, and we got going on cryptids for a minute, and then we had this like bing moment where we both were like, hey, we should do a show about cryptids. So then we started putting everything together. That was back in like June, I believe, and everything was rolling smooth for a while. The interviews and stuff were great, and then when it came to like the deep dives and just different things like that, Ghost just didn't seem as like into it, I guess you could say. So he eventually led up to a point where he said he was going to take a hiatus from the show, and he was just going to focus on his show and then this other news conspiracy show that he does, which is fine because he's definitely like the news and conspiracy guy. So he didn't really like fit the dynamic of where the show was kind of going anyways. So then I randomly put out a post trying to look for a new co-host, and I had randomly like a good 20, 30 people that messaged me. And as soon as I did that, I had one of those, light bulb moments where I was like, wait, why did I even make this post? There's already somebody that I was talking about wanting to do shows with, because I had Orin back on my show because I met him through Justin because I listened to an episode with him on it. We ended up, having a conversation stuff, recording an episode. It went great. At the end of it, I was asking if you wanted to do some random deep dive stuff with me on my other show. So everything kind of fell back together. I ended up shooting him a message, and I was like, hey, man, do you want to be the co-host on the show? And with like no hesitation, he jumped right on it. And I'm like, all right, are you serious? You really want to do it? He's like, yeah, for sure. I got you.
Well,
so
we're a free agent. So, I mean,
it definitely is a plus, I feel, just because now we have, 3 people writing the show. So it's building up already just off of the past couple of weeks that you've all been working together. Originally, I was doing bite-sized bizarrities by myself as like a little like campfire, talking around, telling like ghost stories kind of a thing by myself. And it just didn't have that dynamic that I wanted. It was just kind of flat. So now we just recorded the first episode of that with Orin. Unfortunately, Jennie wasn't able to make it yesterday to record that one. But we're going to be expanding on that one too. So bite-sized bizarrities. There's going to be Fireside Tales, which is all going to be like stuff that's kind of just cryptid or folklore stories. We're talking about making another subsection of it called, what was it? Curiosity something.
we've kicked around so many names. I mean, we've been workshopping the hell out of this. So,
but pretty much anything that we wouldn't be able to make into a full episode, we're going to do as like mini episodes on that.
Just and like 20, 30-minute little episodes on stuff that's fun to talk about, but maybe there's not enough there to dig into a whole hour-plus long episode.
And then from that also branch that I want to do something where we take like individual random cities that listeners could throw at us and just try to find some folklore for that. And I was throwing some ideas back and forth with him, and we all decided that we wanted to make a thing called Local Lore as part of Bite Size Bizarrities 2, where it's going to be a paranormal story, paranormal story, a cryptid story, and an alien story from specific cities, and we'll just kind of bounce around depending on what listeners want to do. But yeah, man, it's just going to keep expanding, and a lot more writing power going into it. And man, I think it's going to be great, man. Just a matter of time until we get everything flowing nice and smooth as far as the deep dives go. Because now that we have the access to do those instead of just being super interview heavy, yeah, I think it's going to be awesome. So thanks again for hooking all of us up, Justin.
Oh yeah, my pleasure. But yeah, you guys are doing great. I can't wait to see what you guys start doing. Now I have questions for you guys.
Lay them on.
It's shock and all. What do you guys think about the UFOs they're shooting down?
Balloons.
I mean,
Chinese balloons.
Yeah, there's a 0% chance these things are remotely extraterrestrial. I mean, if they were, we wouldn't know about them.
It's 100% agree.
Slowest invasion ever.
They gotta sprinkle on a little bit if they want to try to make Project Blue Beam work. So you got to start somewhere. You can't just have a full on invasion one day. You got to have like little trickles of UFOs here and there, even if they are Chinese balloons.
And our jets have to be able to shoot them down for some reason. So.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with it, but it's so weird. I don't know, like, it's not aliens, it's just junk. Like, it's all just junk.
Yeah, we were talking the other night. Like, I'm much more scared of whatever the government or the machine that's behind all this and whatever their agenda is than if it was actually aliens.
Speaking of that, have you guys seen those giant like laser lights that keep popping up in the sky, throwing into the whole like Project Blue Beam? Yeah, that's a hard one to say. Project Blue Beam thing. I was throwing around the idea a long time ago about they could theoretically use like small drones, and they do these things where they like create images in the sky. So I was seeing those lights. I almost wonder if they're trying to test out equipment to see if they can make some type of like drone formations that can create giant images in the sky, projecting that whole Project Blue Beam. You got to have the mothership, of course.
Jake Gyllenhaal did it in Spider-Man No Way Home, so we know we've got the technology.
We have the technology.
One of them Spider-Mans. One of them Tom Holland vehicles. But no, I was actually talking to an individual with Baltimore Paranormal Society last night. So they're a really cool page on Instagram. Everybody should check them out if they have not. But they brought up the whole Project Blue Beam thing, and I hadn't really put two and two together with all this. I hadn't really dug super deep into all this balloons and stuff. But once they said that, I was like, oh, that makes a lot of sense. Like, kind of a soft disclosure and kind of making people think something's going on that's probably not what it's really going on.
Like I see, even if they are like the Chinese balloons and they're just more of them, I almost feel like you could cover that up by saying that they're UFOs. And half the people that are hearing, oh, they're shooting down UFOs, I feel like they're just kind of brushing it off to the side. Like people like us, of course, are like, wait, what are they saying? What's going on here? But the average person, I feel like is just kind of tapering out. They didn't realize that there's been like 3 or 4 supposedly shot down in the past week or so.
Something like that. It's crazy.
There's one over Lake Michigan. There was Alaska, and I think there was at least one other one.
South Carolina, I believe.
That was the Chinese one, wasn't it? Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but that one is pretty close to us. I mean, we're in North Carolina. And weren't you saying that you heard on Facebook or whatever that like the base in North Carolina that we've all talked about when I've been on various shows, didn't you say that they were like all a dither about this and there's like a whole lot of activity going on at Camp Lejeune?
Yeah, and also yes. Yeah.
So apparently the military is kind of on high alert with all this stuff. So.
We're looking at it like it's aliens. It's actually Cold War Part 2.
Well, yeah, and if you look at like all the language they're using in these reports and whatnot, like they're not saying it's UFO. Like the language they're using is very intentional, in my opinion, to make people think. Like your brain's automatically going to go, unless you're weirdos like us, to they're UFOs. This is the alien invasion. But I don't know. I just think it's all trying to distract us from probably something else going on somewhere else. So.
Oh, yeah.
Seems like each of the 20s have to have something crazy going on each year that everybody's focus goes on. So at least it's gone off of the big thing that's been lingering the past couple of years, and now it's on look to the skies.
Well, isn't there the concept of like centennialism or something like that? Like every decade in a century like repeats a certain pattern. Like the '60s are always a time of revolution or whatever. Isn't that? I remember reading that somewhere. I probably didn't say the name correctly, but
We're going back into the 50s then? Because, I
Yeah.
mean, that doesn't sound like a bad thing. I'd be pretty happy about having alien merch everywhere.
Just gotta get there. The 40s are what's hard to get through.
Yikes, yeah, you're right. Actually, no, the past 3 years have been the 40s.
But you guys know what's happening in Ohio right now?
With the train.
Yeah,
Yeah, I was wanting to ask you about that. Like how
it's really bad. So the chemical, the vinyl polymer they were hauling boils at 8 degrees Fahrenheit. So they're burning it off. But the problem is, I can't remember what it's a VOC, a volatile organic compound. But when it starts getting burned off, when it mixes with water in the air, it creates a hydrofluoric acid. So right now, this big storm system, all this smoke going up in the air from them burning it, they're worried that this whole rain system coming through is going to become a hydrochloric acid.
that's crazy, and all the like the fish and the wildlife.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
yeah. There's they just hired a company, not the one I worked for, but our rival company. It's called EnviroScience, to start doing the fish surveys and stuff like that. And they're finding a lot of dead animals already, and it's not gotten into any big rain system yet. So it's going to be a wild ride. It's on the other side of the state for me, though. Thank goodness.
Well, I was going to ask, but I didn't know if you wanted to say so.
Yeah, it's about 3 hours away, and I'm on the west side of Ohio, so most of the time, the winds come out of the west and go carry across. Pennsylvania, New England's going to be in some trouble.
It's just awful. So, do you have any thoughts about that? Do you think it's anything other than an accident, or do you think perhaps they're trying to mess with the food supply? Or
there's all kinds of options. Their big fear right now is getting in the water table,
right,
and really messing with the water table. But I don't know. I just feel like if it was purposeful, fully purposeful, they'd have chose something maybe a little easier to deal with. Because it's right now it's burning out of control. I don't know. It's weird. I don't know. That's my answer.
Okay, fair.
Well, between alien balloons and this and Damar Hamlin being a clone, I mean, it's been a wild, week or so?
The Ghislaine Maxwell stuff came out too.
I don't think I heard about that.
It just came out, I think, today. So I'm interested to see what all that comes out to be.
What was supposed to come out on that one? I didn't know
I have
how
no idea.
conspiratorial you were trying to get on this.
No, that's Jay. I don't know much about it.
I'll be the fill-in Jay for now.
There you go. Sorry, I feel like I'm starting to lose my voice again. It's not like I talked 8 hours today, but I don't know. It's a weird time. UFOs. Ohio's on fire again. We used to catch fire a lot in the 60s. A couple of our rivers would burn for like weeks at a time. Actually, due to a train accident.
Oh wow,
that's weird.
So every region's living in a different time era right now.
Yeah,
that's what it seems like.
Yeah, because that would be the 60s in Ohio when like the Sandusky River and stuff would burn for days. My grandma would tell us a story when my great grandmother, when she took my grandpa swimming in it, they'd have to take a broom to dust all the oil off the surface to get out to the middle of the river where there was no like oil sheen on it, and they'd have to brush the back so they didn't get covered in oil. That was a common river, but yeah, no, they're prepping right now. EnviroScience is a very, very good company. I almost worked for them. But it's like they're prepping for something bigger. It almost seems like, I don't know. It's very weird to me. Like this chemical, volatile organic compounds are very dangerous. I used to have to do like work testing for them and stuff. Never found any of any real concern, but it can be very devastating. but it also could be nothing. If it all burns off in time, it's not that big a deal. Now I'm rambling.
No, I really enjoyed hearing you talk about this because we were talking about it a little bit, and one, we're just proximity, not very close to it, and two, not scientists. So hearing your expert opinion has been really cool. And kind of piggybacking off what I was saying earlier, I wonder if all these balloons in the sky is kind of to distract people from this going on, because it seems like this hasn't got nearly as much media coverage as you would think it should. So
they attacked all the big production facilities. Now they're just attacking the fish in nature.
Another big worry is it getting into Ohio, because it's not going to be Ohio's problem anymore. And when I say the Ohio, I mean the Ohio River.
Right.
Because if it gets in the Ohio River, it's not Ohio's problems anymore. It's everybody's. It'll spread quick. I don't know. It's weird. It's going to become. I used to have a friend that managed the Ohio super sites. So there's these things called EPA super sites, and it deals with the federal EPA. It's normally when a contaminant site is so bad, it takes more than a century to cure. So, and then the stuff in it is very, very volatile. They don't have a budget limit, anything they need to control it. Like there's two right now in Ohio, and this may become number 3, but there's the one, it's down by Cincinnati. It's where they used to just start pumping radioactive material back into the bedrock, trying to get rid of it. So there's this giant pit of radioactive material on the surface of the bedrock outside of Cincinnati. So they get unlimited funding to take care of that. I'm trying to remember what the other one is. So these super sites take a long time, and the EPA, the federal EPA, is already there doing all this stuff. So it's looking like it's going to be a federal EPA super site, if I had to guess. Because if it gets in the water table, it's not going anywhere. It's going to kill everything. It's turning the whole water table into hydrochloric acid.
You may know the answer to this question. Is there anywhere that there's no contaminants in the fish anymore? Because I feel like almost everywhere there's something in the fish, and it's just a matter of how bad is it that you can still eat it.
Yeah. So we just found a deep sea, a type of frogfish, bottom of the trench, and it had microplastics in its stomach. So there's nowhere left on this planet that you can get truly clean fish. It's just all about that. Even the top of the mountains and stuff like that, we're getting higher aluminum concentrates. So even those mountain springs aren't clean anymore. So no, I don't think there's anywhere on the planet you could get right now, currently, a true healthy fish.
Even if you raised it up and you were breeding it, I feel like it's probably gotten to a point now where it's just the microplastics. Would that get transferred down the line?
So it doesn't leave the environment. It doesn't go anywhere. So yeah, after the organism stuffs itself with them and they die, it's going to go back into the environment. Even if you raise them in, we have microplastics in us, and we're not outside. We're not drinking stream water. It's just because it's everywhere. You can't. It's going to be a while before anything happens with it.
It's kind of hard to avoid it as people because everything has it in it.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's true or not, but I've heard a bunch of things about ramen noodles having plastic, and everybody eats those things like crazy.
I feel like our other super site was Zanesville area. Oh, Emily. I'll give shout outs real quick because I didn't even realize this was here just till now. David Duke, Barry Holmes, Pig Hen, Spooky Appalachia, Dawn, Emily. I think that's everybody. Hi, guys. Thanks for hanging out.
Hi, guys.
What's up?
And you guys got any questions for these guys, feel free to ask. I'll read them out loud for them. No, it's definitely weird. An EPA super site, there's only 20 of them in the country or something like that. They're really for really, really devastating areas. Brandy F. Hello, Brandy F.
So, Justin, since you're the subject matter expert by far between all of us with it, obviously this is an impossible question, but what do you think is going to happen with all this? Your expert opinion, how do you see this whole thing playing out?
I'm not an expert.
Well, much more so than us. So.
He's the closest we got.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're going to have to do in a pinch, man.
In my opinion, it can go really light, and if all the chemicals cook off and they get out of their volatile state before becoming like a bunch of hydrochloric acid, it's going to be like a little area of destruction, nothing major. Or it could go the exact opposite way, make a whole bunch of hydrochloric acid in the atmosphere, and wipe out our forest we have and stuff like that. So yeah, I don't know. I'm not an expert at that stuff. I hope it goes the light way. It may just be nothing but a big scorch mark here in a month.
Well, how things have been going the past 3 years? Yeah, we're probably definitely going to get that lucky. So.
We're due. It's due for the payout. So what do you guys want to talk about now?
That's what I was trying to think about. What's some more current events going on? That's something that's related to, I guess, kind of what we've been talking about. So unless you guys want to get conspiratorial, but I'm sure nobody wants to do that.
Did you guys see the picture of that? What supposedly one of the ones they shot down that looked like the Tic Tac?
I thought you were going to be talking about that Squatch picture from the back. I was like, that's another one that we could talk about.
I didn't see that.
It ended up being from like a French documentary, but everybody was posting it around like crazy.
I never any Bigfoot picture on Facebook I don't even look at anymore. It's nothing. If you are able to post it on Facebook, it's not real.
Dude, one of the biggest problems that I've seen as far as like Sasquatch groups go is that there's the AI art. And a lot of the time you'll just have stuff that looks kind of weird and off if you look at like the fingers and toes, but it's not stuff you really notice till you look close. Like 90% of the Squatch pictures I've been seeing recently are people posting AI art and trying to say that they're actual Squatch pictures. So that's totally annihilating anything that seems like decent proof because it's just getting flooded with AI art. But hey, maybe it's intentional. Who knows? You post a real picture, it's going to get pulled off. That's how you can test it.
Shot in the back of the head. I don't know. It's weird. But you guys, did you see that Tic Tac one?
No, I didn't see it.
It looks like one of the Silver Stream mobile homes.
An Airstream?
The Airstreams, yes, thank you. But it looks like one that's been left out in the backyard for years and it's rusted out. It literally looks like a big hunk of junk. And you want to tell me they were having trouble shooting that thing down?
Well,
that's the old beater truck.
Expensive, man. I mean, that's high quality UFOs right there.
Yeah. Made out of friggin' tinfoil and balsa wood.
Hey, man, if they're just like cars in the aspect of like how we see vehicles, then why not run it all the way until it falls apart? They probably got some flying saucers that have been running since back in the 60s, and those are like the vintage ones, man. They got like specialty plates on the back.
No, that's what's going on. It's like the white trash aliens that are visiting us right now.
Or like the intergalactic bus or bank or gas station.
All the elite aliens already came and went, so now we just have all the low income ones that are finally able to travel with all the old spaceships. That's why they keep getting seen and shot down, is because they're not very good at flying.
No, I seen somebody posted it. It's like the Nazis coming back out of Hollow Earth,
riding a dinosaur.
Yes. What is that movie? I love that movie.
Isn't it like Iron Sky or something?
Iron Skies. Yeah, Iron Skies. But no, that it's the craft that they apparently got into the Hollow, like when they got into the Hollow Earth, the craft they had, and they just haven't upgraded it in a while, and now it doesn't do good against a fighter jet. But in the 40s, it was awesome. But I just seen somebody post that. I don't know. I don't think there's Nazis in the Earth, personally.
I think that's more believable than these balloons are extraterrestrial.
If I put my money anywhere, I'd say that they're trying more Chinese balloons, honestly.
Yeah, I think they're hunks of garbage, but it's just, what are they trying to distract us of? Maybe it was the Epstein papers. Who knows what's in them?
I'm surprised Ghislaine Maxwell didn't just like disappear from prison, or have the cameras turned off and do herself in.
I think it probably helps that she could learn from Epstein himself of what not to do.
True. I think that honestly he was just an open end because he had a loud mouth. But going on to the other old version of him, I feel like Hugh Hefner was doing the same thing, but he was just quiet about it.
Yeah, if you don't run your mouth, you don't get shot.
Mm-hmm. Epstein had to be going around, flaunting about how he had a bunch of pull. Every single time he got in legal trouble, he'd be like, "I'm going to sue all of you. Do you know who I am?" Like, that's exactly, I put a big red flag on your head.
Well, that and flying to your kitty fiddling island with Bill Clinton like 27 times or whatever.
Nah, that wasn't what he was in trouble for.
It was all in good fun.
It's all in good fun.
Hey, we're keeping this family friendly.
Sorry, guys. I'm like drained. I can feel it. What do you guys want to talk about now? What else is in the news? Anything new with you guys?
So Shayn, I don't know if you don't want us to give a spoiler, but we're working on like a Dogman deep dive series that we're gonna at some point start recording, but
we have the first like 4 parts put together. Well, because I feel like both the notes that we've done so far are going to end up being 2 parts each, and then we have more ideas that we're probably going to expand off of the back end of that, probably depending on how those ones go.
We've got all the gumption in the world. We just haven't actually done it yet. But no, we've got kind of that on the agenda. I'm pretty excited to dig into that. Shane's got a ton of good information and research about the Michigan Dogman. So yeah, that's kind of, I'd say, the big thing we've all got kind of coming up on the radar. And Justin, I just want to say congratulations on y'all speaking at Encounter Quest. We cannot wait for that. So
I'm actually going to try to make it out there too.
Oh, awesome. And thank you.
We'll just have a party.
Oh, yeah. It's going to be a ball. Speaking of which, I will be giving away 4 tickets starting on Friday for Encounter Quest. So, yeah, everybody watch out for that. I don't know how we're going to do it yet. I haven't decided. But, yeah, Encounter Quest is going to be a ball. I keep forgetting the dude's name that's going to do, like, the alien thing on Friday night.
Daryl Sims?
Yes. Yeah, that's close enough at least.
Yeah, that's in the ballpark at least.
Yeah, so. We're super excited to do that. Weird thing is, so do you guys know what he does?
I read a little bit about him when I first saw the announcement. It's like the alien hunter or something like that's what he goes by, right?
Yeah, but he's the one that removes the foreign objects and stuff like that and tests to see if you were abducted before.
Oh, okay. I didn't realize that was him.
Yeah, he's crazy, in a good way. Just
does he have little baggies with evidence in them of little things he's pulled out of people? That'd be awesome.
Did you see his picture?
Shane,
I'll have to look at it.
This is family friendly. Don't talk about pulling things out of people.
Well, I didn't mean it like that, but
that's what she said.
What was I gonna say? I'm all over the place.
That's what she said.
Stop it.
There it is.
There you go.
I can't even reach my soundboard right now.
Well, the good news is I got mine quick on draw, but I can only use half of it to keep it family friendly.
But no, before we got derailed with sound effects, we were talking about Daryl Sims, the alien hunter, pulling things out of people.
So he also does a phosphorescent dye test, which is literally people will have those like shots of phosphorescent dye under their skin, and it's like several colors. But crazy thing is when he started talking about that, I used to, for a research survey, have to take a needle with phosphorescent dye and put it in the skin of perch. So when we caught them again, we could scan them and know what batch they were from what color they were.
Oh, wow.
So literally it was like it's the same thing. What if they're literally using it for the same thing? That's weird to me.
We're just a giant zoo, man. We're the most realistic open zoo you could possibly imagine. It's such a good zoo, you can't even tell that you're in a prison.
Well, the perch probably couldn't tell what was going on with them either.
You got caught, held out of where they couldn't breathe, something poked in their belly, thrown back.
I got abducted. I got pulled in the
face. Freaking scary.
Can you imagine the perspective of a fish of that happening, and they're rationalizing that in their mind, and then it falls into that whole they forget stuff after so long, so then they just completely forget it happened.
It would be terrifying. It's just like think of what a bear is from a fish's point of view. how scary that monster is. But no, so he checks for that, and it made me think of that. Like, it's weird that we literally use that same thing for surveys here on Earth. Then who else is speaking? I'm trying to remember. I'm drawing
Ron
blanks.
Moorhead.
Oh, Ron is the A-lister of A-listers, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I've been to several conferences, hung out with Ron in Michigan, in Virginia. Super knowledgeable guy, but he's definitely one you want to see talk. He's definitely, I mean, you know, I'm speaking, but he's definitely one you don't want to miss. Yeah.
He's one of those people that has a voice that even if he's saying nothing, it's a voice you want to listen to.
Yeah, and he's a very smooth talk. Like, that's what I hate sometimes. So we go to a lot of these conferences, and there's speakers that don't move and talk very, very monotone, very low. They have amazing information, and it just sucks. He's a quiet man, but he like you're saying, he has that kind of voice that captures you.
Mm-hmm.
And he's talking about literally Sasquatch appearing outside, making noises, and he couldn't see him. It's just crazy.
So a couple years ago, he spoke at the Smoky Mountain Bigfoot Conference in Gatlinburg, and that was like the first thing like this I had been to. So I didn't really know what I was getting into, who any of these people were, and I missed his presentation. So I'm pretty stoked to actually get to hear him talk and not just be at something that he was at. So I'm looking forward to that one.
Oh, Emily put it in the comments. Kenny Irish. Oh, Kenny's a good friend of ours. Squatch Watchers. Ron Moorhead, Derek Sims.
Derek Sims.
And isn't that what you said?
I think I said Daryl.
Oh, close enough. I'd have called him Daryl to his face on accident.
Mr. Sims, I apologize.
Mr. Sims, yeah, just go with that.
If you're on the live feed.
That would be crazy. All 6 people on here. One of them's Derek Sims.
But thank you, Emily. Shout out, Emily.
Thank you, Emily.
She's the rock upon which this church is built.
Yes. Justin Lamb's here too. Hi, Justin. Tuber Van Diesel. I can't read, so that's what I'm going with. Emily says, I'm sick of typing. It's Daryl. It is Daryl.
For the win.
See, I knew it.
Yeah, see, you should have just went with it. You should have been like, Emily's wrong.
If you ever question it, at least it's one of those names that's close enough that you can kind of just go. Hey, Daryl.
No, that's gonna be really fun. And we'd all be there. I'm trying to convince Orin to get a booth.
We don't really have anything to sell. I mean,
we don't need promotion.
Well, we don't have a banner or anything either, so we would just sit behind a table and hand out business cards, which I guess could also be fun.
Yeah, hand everybody a beer every once in a while. It gets listeners fast, I'll tell you that.
I would imagine. I mean, there might not be many left, but...
Hey, if we theoretically did that too, we could always get some Bizarre Encounter shirts and stuff and at least have those on the table.
We ordered our Bizarre Encounter shirts, Shane. I don't know if you had heard, but we've got them on the way.
I got my old one on. It's you can't tell that it's not updated as long as I don't go too high up on the camera.
It's a collector's item. Man, you should just cut the bottom off so it's like a crop top, and then nobody will know.
Yes. And I'll just wear it on shows and awkwardly stand up every now and then.
Yeah, there you go.
Just act nonchalant, just finger in the belly button, flick it off.
Just be like, everything is
like
over there.
This is my research area over here.
But
yes,
I'm sorry, Justin. No, I was just gonna say, I think we're gonna go down Saturday morning because it's pretty close to. Like, I thought it was like 3 hours from where we're at, and it's like 90 miles or something. So we're real close.
Yeah.
So I think we are gonna spend the night Saturday night though.
Awesome. We'll all be hanging out at the hotel.
Mm-hmm.
That's my favorite place to drink because I can walk to the room.
There you go. And I think
you guys lucked out at CryptidCon. You were like 20 feet from your room.
We didn't luck out. We called the first day tickets were open. and Emily requested that.
Nice.
She said it had to be within 4 doors of the bar.
Stumbling distance.
Yeah, because she wasn't going to come find me. So at least I could only be within like a 30-foot area.
At the end, you ended up having to find Jay, though.
Oh, gosh.
And he was the
man.
least hammered one.
He's such a lightweight. I hope you're listening to this, Jay.
Hi,
Calling you
Jay.
out. He drinks. He acts like he's this big, tough boy, and he wilts like a friggin' leaf.
The first time I saw him, it was at Bigfoot and Brews. And I was trying to say bye to him at the end, and he was already passed out in the chair.
Gone.
It happens.
And he just, like, he hits a wall. He's not very big. I'm almost 300 pounds and we're the same height. So he's like, he starts drinking. He's all fun. Then right before he gets knocked out, he gets real lippy.
It happens,
And-
doesn't it?
Yeah, that happens. I don't know
Yeah.
anyone like that.
Right before, and then right after that, he's out. He's done. There was one time, I don't know if I should tell this story.
Oh, now you
Jay,
got to.
Are you in here, Jay? Jay? Jay?
If he didn't want it told, he would have showed up.
Jay, say something.
Speak now or forever hold your peace, Jay.
All right. Now, it was a long time ago, we had a Bigfoot Christmas party out at the bowling alley, and he was cooking food and stuff like that. And he's just drinking. It was partially my fault, I'll be honest. Because I made him do shots with me. And I can drink a lot more shots than he can. But food stopped coming out. Like, where's Jay? He's literally passed out on the kitchen floor, leaned up against the wall, like gone. And we're like, Jay, wake up. He just went, he was out. There, I shared that story, Jay. Find
That
me.
wasn't bad at all. I mean, I've got way
Oh,
worse.
I got pictures for you. You got to see like how he was sleeping on this wall. Like he turned off just mid go. Oh, piggy hen. I think everyone was feeling pretty good at Brews. I was for sure. Oh yeah, Bigfoot and Brews. Brews was a problem. The food was too good and the friggin' alcohol was too good.
My problem was I didn't know what to get because there was so much stuff that I wanted to try. And I had to settle on like 2 or 3, and there was like 6 of them I wanted to try. So next year, I'll have to try the other 3 that I was looking at.
They made us try. What was their one drink? The chocolate
They made
stout.
you. They
yeah,
made
that
you
really
try it.
thick one.
I don't like
They
stouts.
give us little shots of it.
Oh, okay.
I don't. It's nothing I would. I'd rather not drink. Because it tasted. It was Bigfoot chocolate like stout or something like that. The local company made.
It was too
like,
heavy
oh,
for summer. I think that was the problem. It may not have been so bad during the winter, but
I
it
don't
was
know.
hot that day. I remember.
But we had just set up because me, Emily, and Jay set up the awnings because they had some staffing issues. So we set up all the awnings for Bigfoot and Brews the night before. So the reward that he was giving us drinks and stuff like that. But he made us try that stuff, and it was bad. It tasted like I'd imagine Bigfoot bathwater tastes like.
Is it like in Anchorman when the news lady says that his cologne smells like Bigfoot's gentleman parts?
Yes.
It's worse than the time the raccoon got stuck in the copier.
Peggy Ann, the Dewey Lake Monster was thick. Yeah. They had this big statue carved in town of Bigfoot.
Did you
It
like
looks like-
rub its butt like the Mothman?
I was going
statue?
to say, was it as thick as the Mothman?
It's like it's thicker. He's got cake,
But is it like well defined and muscular
Yeah.
like the Mothman?
and it's like 15 foot tall.
It's not just a
It's like
snack, it's
2.5
the whole dinner.
Yeah, it's like 2.5 Mothmans, and it looks like a big orangutan standing up.
that should be an
Each
official
cheek is a
measurement
Mothman.
now. 2.5 Mothmans.
2.5 Mothmans. It's an official unit of measurement.
1 cheek per Mothman.
But yeah, so Encounter Quest is gonna be a lot of fun. Are you guys hitting up any other events this year?
We were talking about
Um,
CryptidCon, trying to vend that all together.
Yeah.
And we're doing I think it's in June. It's called the Wytheville UFO Festival. It's in Wytheville, Virginia, which I think last year was the first one they did. It was like the don't quote me on any of this, but like the 30th anniversary or something like that. It had to be older than that. 35th, 40th, I'm not sure what anniversary of like this UFO flap that happened in this small Virginia town. And I didn't know anything about it. I heard about it on another podcast like after it had already happened. And so we were making sure we're going to that one this year. That's like 3 hours from us, but that's really the only thing we've got on the books right now.
Yeah, Crypticon was a ball, but that sounds awesome. I love those. How big do you think that town is? Or how big do you think the festival is?
So I think the festival got a pretty decent turnout, but like the town is small. If I am remembering correctly, like it's kind of like a similar situation to Mothman. Like there was a reporter in this small town that kind of everybody went to when they saw these UFO sightings. And so he kind of just became like, you know, the junior John Keel of this situation. And he wrote a book, I believe, and like years and years ago, he quit speaking about any of this kind of stuff. And he kind of like came out of retirement for the festival last year. And if I'm not mistaken, I think he's speaking again this year. I'm sorry, I can't remember his name off the top of my head. I should have done a little more research, but no, we're super stoked about that one. And I don't know if you guys are familiar with on Wednesdays, We Talk Weird. Yeah. So Asher's from that. She's kind of like the MC moderator of it, I believe. So.
Oh, really? Because yeah, she's a speaker at Frogman Festival.
Okay. Yeah. And we've never like actually met her, but you know, listeners and like each other's Facebook or Instagram posts, and whatnot. So
Instagram friends.
Yeah, so that's like the only person I know off the top of my head that's going to be there. But anyway, we got that on the books. So
Shayn, are you going to try to do Bigfoot and Brews?
Oh, 100% for sure. Tober wants to go again next year too. So I was trying to convince those two to come up there too, but I feel like it's probably way too far from them.
It's a long drive, but it's a ball.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that would be like 10 hours for us.
Hey, man, I was saying we could all get a cabin.
They're right there. That's where we stayed.
Go night squatching, man.
There you go. Gabe did last year during the event. I stayed and got drunk. I didn't go nowhere.
He was telling me the other day that he didn't even end up going out or something that day. I don't even think that squatch hike ended up happening, did it?
I don't know.
He was saying on Saturday he was supposed to have led that and it never ended up happening.
Mm-hmm.
Unless somebody else led it. I don't know.
I have no idea. Emily says the cabin. So that's funny. We rented a 4-person cabin. It was sold as a 4-person cabin with a bathroom and a kitchen. We get there, and it is literally like almost. You ever seen those truck bed campers?
Deluxe accommodations.
It was that on stilts with a patio. The patio is the same size as the 4-person camper or the 4-person cabin.
When they say 4-person, they mean 2 stackable beds.
No, they were counting the couches too, and they were counting this bed that was 2 foot from the couches too. The shower I couldn't turn around in, and it had about 4 ounces of hot water.
Sleeps one.
I couldn't lay sideways across the cabin and be comfortable. And the kitchen was about 2 inches away from the bed. So, you know.
Well, that's just the model of efficiency, man. Just roll out of bed, right into the kitchen, grab your beer, you're good to go.
I was going to say, you get some midnight munchies, you ain't even got to get out of bed.
I wasn't sold on the cabin idea before, but now I am.
I was telling you, rent 2 of them. They're cheap. They're right next to each other. Rent 2 of them.
I'm serious, man. I'll go. Let's do it.
That was at I can't remember what state park, or not state park, what campground that was at. I don't think we're going to be able to go this year. Eric hasn't picked a hard date yet. I don't know if Eric's in here. Hi, Eric. But if it's the 9th, we're not going to be able to go. My sister's getting married, and Jay's the bartender.
Nice.
So we're not going to if it's then, but he may do it the 2nd, which would be the Saturday before, and we would be there. So that's up in the air for us.
Cross my fingers.
Hopefully, sorry.
Oh, no. I was going to switch gears a little bit. You just reminded me. So do you know if they're going to do the Southwest Virginia Bigfoot thing again this year? Because I was on the Cryptid HQ website the other day, and I didn't see anything about it.
I just talked to Mike about it, I think 2 nights ago,
Mm-hmm.
and they're trying to find a different space and trying to make it work around just scheduling conflicts and stuff like that. So as far as I know, yes, they're still going to do it.
Okay.
But they don't have a hard number yet. They don't have a hard day.
Gotcha. Because no, we were talking the other day, like, I mean, we definitely go to that again if they have it. But I thought it was kind of odd that, we're 7 months out from what it was last year and hadn't seen anything. So I figured you'd be the man to ask.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. You're saying something.
I was going to, but I was waiting until you were done talking. I was just moving the mic up.
They had a lot of problems with the venue. Monster sponsored it.
Well, but they wouldn't let you bring your monsters inside.
Yeah, you guys were there, yeah. But
you had to go outside in the parking lot to drink your beer. It was just a travesty.
Yeah, they wouldn't let me bring my bag in, and not to disclose too much. I mean, there were plans that got derailed hard. So.
You got to get one of those fancy ones that like clips up in the back of your hair. They'll never find it.
Yeah.
Just get a baby belly one, and then just fill it up as a cake.
There you go.
Sneak
in
in
the belly button as a tap.
Certainly not airplane bottles.
Yeah, certainly that didn't happen. Not at all.
Do you know how hard it is to fit 4 airplane bottles in skinny jeans?
So I'm saying, man, you need to fill up a big stomach with some vodka so they can't tell the color, and then you just have a little spigot on the front, and you just fill it up and look like you're walking around with a little Dixie cup of water all day.
All right.
I'm just reading the comments.
What were some other problems, Justin?
That was the big one. The whole thing is like they were bad with the food. They didn't clean up. It was all just not as good as a venue could have been for the price point. They didn't spare much money on that, and it wasn't, up to standard. But other than that, it was fine. It was a big enough space. They were just mad about the vendor stuff. And then there was something else that happened. I'm trying to remember. They told somebody couldn't sell something on their table. And so that's a big fight.
Well, I thought the show was great. I mean, we had an absolute.
The show was awesome.
Yeah,
they did wonderful.
I mean, for a first-year festival, I don't know how you do much better than that.
Yeah, it was really a couple, like 3,000 people for its first year is amazing. We were busy all day, and they had a lot of headliners. They had a lot of high-end speakers. We were talking. I can't remember if we were talking off air about this or not. But like when these shows, you have to have somebody of note. Like you have to have a headline speaker, and they had several. I mean, Lyle Blackburn and Katie Elizabeth. These are headliners that any one person would pay to see them exclusively. Also, it was a really big, fun town. Even though we had to wait, I think like an hour and a half to eat. Because were we officially in Roanoke?
So that was Salem, but like Roanoke's like the next town over. I mean, they run right into each other.
So I think we ate in Roanoke, or we stayed in Roanoke.
There's a lot more in Roanoke. Yeah, Roanoke's a pretty cool little like kind of foothills mountain town. So,
are you referring to like the Roanoke, or is it just another place that has the same name?
It's another place that has the same name. This is kind of like in the mountains. The Roanoke is kind of like on the on the coast.
Gotcha.
So, but I'm sure it's all named for the same thing.
Yeah. But so I don't know where they're going. They may go into Roanoke for that. I'm super excited for that one. Trying to think what else we have. Ohio Bigfoot. Shayn, are you coming to Ohio Bigfoot?
I'm gonna try to. Yeah. When is it?
First weekend in May, like the 5th and the 6th, something like that.
Yeah. I should be able to come then. If it's just out in Ohio, it shouldn't be too far from me.
It's a Salt Fork. That one's a ball. That one had what did it have? Like 11,000 people last year.
We need to start a Michigan Dogman Festival and call it DogCon. Doggone.
Go for it. It's a blow up right now of them.
I'm surprised that there isn't a Michigan Dogman Festival because that's like the cryptid for Michigan.
Yeah. I think it's due to the community.
Yeah. Because one of those ones I feel like there's a lot of infighting.
Yeah. It's like UFOs.
Mm-hmm.
So don't do anything in UFO groups, even though I love the UFO subject. Yeah, I'm always lost in my head. But no, we got a lot of good conferences this year. I'm trying to think. They're not doing the Michigan Bigfoot Conference anymore because he moved down to Texas. I don't know. I don't think Bigfoot and Bridge is our only Michigan one.
As far as I know, yeah.
We did Squonk Fest. We sponsored Squonk Fest. That's in
That already
Pennsylvania.
happened?
Huh?
That already happened?
No,
When
that's
is
in
that?
August.
Oh, okay, yeah. So it's got a hot minute for it then. I knew
Are
one
you
of them was
guys
in
speaking
August.
at that one, or are you just like sponsoring and attending?
It's not announced yet.
Oh,
Everyone, they are not speaking at it.
But no, we're
They're
super
not
excited.
not speaking at it.
Oh, Emily said the list is on the door. Yeah, I guess
Thanks,
it is behind
Emily.
me.
She's
I
always
guess it
a
is
step ahead of
behind
you,
me.
man, even though she's the one that got
Mhm.
sick first.
So, in the model of professionalism here, I forgot to plug my computer in, and it's about to die. So I have to get up and do that. So don't be alarmed if you see my frontal region here real quick.
I'll
So,
do
Okay.
I got you.
I'll do it. I got it. I can do it
Well,
quicker.
At least you didn't have the crop top on that time.
Stonebender, good evening. Stonebender here is, I don't know if you guys can see the comments or not. Oh gosh, what was that? That was one of those
It was a
UFOs we're
UFO.
trying to shoot down.
New cryptid just dropped.
And that, kids, is how the sausage is made.
The nose man. The nose man knows.
Stonebender here runs the J fan club. He has his own fan club.
Oh yeah, didn't I hear something about Jay being stuck in the Smithsonian or something? Did I
Yes,
hear-
oh my gosh. It is
I don't-
hilarious.
I don't know the backstory.
I
but-
haven't heard this one yet.
There's just memes. There's a couple guys that make memes about Jay to get them riled up. And it's just like there's always one saying he's a Smithsonian shill, and he's actually a Jay doppelganger, and his bones are in the Smithsonian.
So he's hanging
There's
out
always-
with the giants.
The real
Yeah,
Jay
it's it.
was a giant. That's why he's so short now, because they
There
didn't
we
clone him
go.
right.
I hope he's listening to this.
They're like, damn it, this one will work. Just pass it along. They won't tell the difference.
I love making Jay shorter and shorter in episodes. And then people
Speaking
see
of
us.
fun stuff going on with Jay, I have his address now too. I
There you
sent
go.
it to him and he didn't respond back. He probably didn't have time for me.
Stonebender said, founding members since a comment I left a few weeks ago. Yeah. And then Justin Lamb, hey Justin, we need proof that he's real. I think he's a clone. I could try to show you guys his nipples and his belly button next week.
Do clones not have those things?
They don't have belly buttons.
Okay, all right.
What about
Uh,
nipples? Can
It's
you
just
milk
something I
them?
like to do. You can ask.
Can you
ask
milk-
Shayn.
A
You can
clone.
you can alter your body all you want. I'm sure that if there was clones, they would add a belly button just to make it not obvious that it's a clone. Because everybody knows to look for a belly button. So why wouldn't they just add one on afterwards?
You can tell it's not right.
Do we have
Okay.
confirmation on if DeMar Hamlin now has a belly button?
Just a hollowed out hole in
What
his
is
stomach.
going on with that? I don't.
He's supposedly a clone. That's not the real one.
Oh, good for him. Get a face tattoo. It's hard to do. Stonebender said, oh gosh, Jay is original Jay, smaller homunculus. Justin Lamb said he's 5'2", right? No, that's Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan, you actually have a belly button added. You can actually have a belly button added, said Rachel.
Told you.
Oh, I guess I'm living in poor person world. I didn't know we could just add these things.
Yeah, you
You
just
can
have
add or take away whatever you want nowadays, man.
to throw money at it. Throw money at it.
I don't
If you have the
money.
money, they'll try to have the technology.
Exactly.
Oh, Jay's not real. Everybody, I
He's
made
just
him
a
up.
hologram.
He's
I-
Project Bluebeam technology.
It's Project
He's a
Bluebeam.
bunch of microscopic drones that form the image of a holographic Jay.
Man,
He's
that
an
would be the
alien.
most U.S. government thing ever, though. Like if they had that technology and this is what we're doing with it.
Expand it out
Yeah.
even more. Jay's
Making
also
wacky
the secret
co-hosts
government
for
op,
podcasts.
and that room doesn't extend past the camera.
No, it's not real. It's all one piece of cardboard.
One day it just falls over.
No, like
Like-
the
like
piece
the
of
fish aren't
cardboard's
even
gonna
moving.
fall down. It's gonna be like a government lab behind there.
Mhm. Just all
Move the
kinds of
camera up a little bit
blinking
high. You just
lights.
see rafters in black.
You see a boom come in every once in a while.
Like the crates from the end of Indiana Jones, where like the Lost Ark is.
No, that's
Yeah,
what they do with
the
Jay.
back of a big warehouse.
That's what they do with Jay and Justin when the show ends. If we ever leave the camera rolling, they're just gonna stop moving and they're just gonna pick them up and put them inside boxes and roll them off into the distance.
That's why Jay's always late. He's charging too long. Stone Thunder said, "I'm getting a belly button installed in the back of my head. That is a good place for him. You look like Jay."
Somebody please
You
do
guys-
a double belly button or triple. Do them straight down the line.
Jay went to get his haircut today. I love telling stories about Jay. That's such he's not here. Jay went to get his haircut today, and he just wants to get it as weird as possible. So I'm excited to see how that turned out in the morning. That's all he
You
said. He
can't
wants to
tease
do.
us with that, man. Like
I don't know. I don't know.
We need an update, like ASAP.
I'll try to take a picture in the morning. He's coming here. We have to record with Weird Crap in Australia. Really, really big podcast in Australia.
Oh, dude, that reminds me that Australian jellyfish episode y'all did. That was
Mhm.
really good. I enjoyed that one a lot.
Oh, thank you. Did you see the video? What'd you guys think?
Man, I was at work, and so I like kept trying to watch it. I was definitely not listening to podcasts and YouTube videos at work. But
It doesn't
anyway, I kept trying to like watch the video, and I never got a chance to like sit down and watch the whole thing.
It was weird for sure, but yeah, Ash is a really good friend of the show. She's actually been on Tony's show a couple times, not for the manta ray. Yeah, that one, I don't know. I think it's a really good video, but I had to turn comments off on it because it got nasty.
So I'm sure, and not to like bring pop culture or whatever in, but like this is basically like the plot of Nope, the new
Yeah,
Jordan Peele movie. Like that's basically what we're talking
Yep.
about here. So, I mean, do you think it's possible? You know, they always joke or not joke, but talk about Hollywood like soft disclosing things. Do you think there could be
100%.
any of that going on?
So we went on with Joel, Tony, and Eric and Sean, and talked about that. That I have my theory is that they're prepping us to actually produce an organic UFO sometime in the near future. One of these creatures I do believe exists, but I believe they're less than 5% of UFO sightings. So there's still a lot of other stuff up there that's buzzing around that we don't know what it is or isn't from here. But I think they're going to show us one of these creatures like the body, and they're just going to say all UFOs are these, and instantly people are going to stop caring about them. Because once we know they're an endangered animal, nobody cares. The public appeal, the UFO, the ufologist, it just melts because they don't want to be marine biologists. They want to be ufologists. And now if UFOs are mimicking marine biology, there's no point anymore. So I think it'll be used to kill the UFO community completely.
I mean, I feel like the UFO community, though, if the government ever came out and said, here is an alien, here's a spaceship, that they're not going to believe it regardless.
I think so. I think they're going to stroll one of these big creatures out and say exactly what it is. It's an organic, animal that's from Earth that lives up there. But they are going to start bringing their bodies around. Like literally, you can come out, and some of these things I think are bigger than whales. So they're going to have a lot to show. That's just my opinion. But there's always going to be naysayers. But I think a majority of the UFO community will disappear overnight if that comes out. And then I think I cut out there. Nobody questions when something with lights crows over your house now. It's just the Skyman ray. It's it's nothing. It's like a whale passing by. After a while, you stop caring. So they can keep doing their UFO tests or whatever they're doing up there without people constantly watching them.
And something I was listening to today basically said that exact same thing about all these balloons, that they're just going to be like, oh, this is what UFOs are. It's these balloons, nothing to see here. So I think it's really interesting that you went in like a different direction, but basically said the exact same thing, that these answers are what's going to be used to discredit the entire phenomenon.
Yeah. If they physically prove it as something else, it's especially if it's biology, nobody's going to care anymore. the number of people invested in it and the mystery of UFOs, they disappear overnight. If they're just sky whales and big blobs of jelly, nobody cares.
They're just gonna hop on to talking about phasers as a means of travel. Instead of focusing on UFOs, they're gonna be like, oh no, those are outdated. They stopped using those back in the 60s. Now they use phasers and they just phase into places.
That's what the Glimmer Man is.
Dun dun dun.
I'm all lost. What are we going to talk about now?
Well, we've talked about Encounter Quest. And
I'm making you guys do a lot of work here.
air jellyfish.
I called you in here to do all their work.
What's your favorite color? We'll do just like first day of college icebreakers. If you were an animal, what would you be?
Ooh.
A flying
Velociraptor.
sky manta ray.
Damn it, you took Justin's.
No, I'm saying it for him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, probably. No, I'd probably want to be a blue whale. Get to experience a life without predators and get to see the open ocean. That's
Here's the better question. What would Jay be?
Probably a demented emu.
What about a platypus?
He kind of looks like a platypus.
Like Perry the platypus?
Perry, like Perry.
He's got very Perry vibes. I'm not even joking. If
See,
he
that's
put
that secret
a
ops
fedora
side, man.
on, we would have no idea who he was.
That's that
What
secret
is
ops
that?
side. He just appears at conventions for a little while. You think he went back to the room because he passed out. No, he's on a secret mission. Then just comes back at the last second, right before you're about to open the door. He just slides through the ceiling and just falls into the chair and falls asleep. That's why he was messed up and sitting weird on the wall in the kitchen that one day, is because he was on a mission. You guys came back in too soon before he could position himself, so he just ragdolled it.
Rachel said Jay would be a giant sloth. Yeah, dead in
That's
the
underselling him a
Smithsonian.
little bit, I feel like.
He is
Show
very active.
Justin, your shirt.
Oh,
So
my Kentucky Goblins. Well,
we got
that's
these,
awesome.
We
thank you.
got these for Christmas. So we have matching his and hers ones, but
That's
I was
awesome.
just
did
about
not-
to ask that.
I did not wear mine today.
Emily said Jay always comes when everything is already packed up or doesn't need set up.
Sounds pretty smart to me.
Yeah, that's why he gets hammered at the end. Thanks to Rachel and Sean at Crypticon, I got hammered and they set up our booth.
Nice.
But like when I was in college and my roommates would ask, like, hey, can you drive me downtown or something? No, I'm drunk. So, I mean, you might think it's because I'm an alcoholic, but no, it's just to try to get out of obligations I don't want to do. So,
I hammered. I can't do nothing.
Nope, sure can't. I'm drunk.
I can't count how many fingers I got right now.
At least Jay can play it off. All he has to do is pretend to go to sleep. He doesn't even have to pretend like he's drunk.
Oh, he knows he gets warnings. I think it was at Ohio Bigfoot when I literally yanked him out of bed. I'm sure you guys have heard. Did you hear what happened to us at Ohio Bigfoot last year?
I have not.
I don't know.
So Saturday night's the big day. So we set up the booth Friday. We hung out at the bonfire. Ohio Bigfoot does cool, crazy bonfires every night. The speakers are there. We're telling Bigfoot stories. There's
Is
like
this
100
Moonshine
people.
Gate?
Yeah.
Okay, I've heard this one, but it's good.
I have not heard this one, so continue, sir.
So I'm drinking hardcore. Bottles of moonshine.
Aggressively.
Well, all I brought was moonshine. No chasers. Literally, we just got back from Gatlinburg, and I had my
That was your
six-pack.
first problem.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we're chugging moonshine. Normally, I can drink a bottle of moonshine and, a normal quart jar of moonshine, like Old Smoky, not like Grandpa's moonshine.
We got some in the freezer right now.
Yeah. So, I guess more of a liqueur, not like gasoline.
It's a sipping moonshine.
Yeah. So literally we are the closest hotel room on the bottom floor to the bonfire. We only got to go like 40 feet. That's it. But no, so we get out there and we get just hammered. And then we're getting ready to leave. And this one lady that's a vendor comes by. I drank all our moonshine. We drank all Eric's whiskey. And she starts handing out these little clear bottles. and they're like the tall like pickle bottles, and it's crystal clear. And she's like, "Here you go." She hand them out to everybody. It's cooler. It's full of them, like 100 of these bottles. It's like maybe at this point it's 1 a.m. ish, and I start drinking it, and I can taste it, but I'm too hammered. I shouldn't be able to taste. You know what I mean? And it's still burning.
That should tell you something right there.
So we end up dragging the lawn chairs and crawling back, and we get to the room. Our friggin' elbows are all bloody. And then we were there with Eric's kid, Big Jake, and we were picking on him. We're trying to make him carry us, and he's just as hammered as we are. So then we lay down, and it goes till we have to be up at the thing at like 6:30. I was gonna wake everybody up at 6. It's like 4:30. I've only been asleep for like an hour and a half, and I wake up and it's raining really hard outside, and I'm like, oh, okay. I love sitting on the little patio when it rains. I'm here at the house. I open up the back porch and I just sit out there. So I'm like, I'll go sit underneath the awning while it's raining, and I won't wake these guys up for a little bit. I go out there and I open the window and it's not raining. And I turn around and there's literally a waterfall of water coming into the room. We own all the podcast stuff we own was in there. We just bought the week before. I just screamed, get up. And I'm throwing podcast stuff. I'm shaking Jay, waking Jay up. And as I'm throwing all this stuff, he grabs one of these empty moonshine jars that are all over the room and starts trying to catch the water and dump it in the sink. This is literally like a pool exploding on our head, and he's there in his pajamas, looking at the ceiling, trying to get this water in the mason jar, throw it in the sink. And I throw this podcast stuff, and I look at him, I'm like, "What the hell are you doing?" He's like, "I don't know. You're just yelling." Nothing got hurt, thank goodness, but man, it was wild. And then I wake up. I'm standing outside. It's like 6 o'clock. All the other vendors are in our area. All the speakers are in our area. So people start coming out. And I look up at the balconies. Which one of you MFers left the water on last night? Because they didn't know. Because the Salt Fork, it's all the concrete floor. So we were the last room is why it came in our room. So it could have been any of the floors, any room, and leading to that spot. But no, that was crazy. Nothing got hurt. And then Jay's bag was at the bottom of that waterfall. So he literally was like, I remember we went up there and we're yelling not yelling, but complaining at the front desk because they're not doing anything for us. And then they give Jay a box of detergent, like a little tiny, like thin box, a box of like 2 dryer sheets, and $1.25.
Go wash your stuff.
They will pay for you to wash. And it was fine after that. It was fun though. I mean, you can drink enough to where it doesn't matter. That's what Jay does. I don't know. We've had some crazy concert or conference experiences. I don't know. The one Michigan Bigfoot last year, we ate pizza and I'm allergic to onions. And we get this pizza and it's going to make me gag now telling it. But we're hammered. Been drinking. This pizza looks good. So eating it, not tasting. I eat like 3 or 4 pieces. I look at it, there's a big onion hanging off it. I'm like, oh gosh. About 10 minutes later, I'm in the bushes. But yeah, and then we try to fight a wedding party. Because they were yelling at us. They called us, I don't even remember what they yelled. Emily said, especially when Justin picks you up by your legs and shakes you awake. Yeah. So I sing. I don't know how we got on this subject. But I sing Rise and Shine and Give God the Glory. And I start slapping my hands. I'm singing it at the top of my lungs. It's like 5 a.m. And I do this every conference. I've done it every conference. Every place we go together.
So we have this to look forward to.
Yeah. Well, my mom used to do that to me every morning. So.
Oh, this is going to be very traumatic.
Oh, yeah.
I play
But-
Wake Me Up Before You Go for my daughter to wake her up in the morning as loud as I can next to her
New
head.
childhood trauma.
That's
just
nicer
unlocked.
than me.
Just drop.
So the rule is if I have to sing it 3 times, you wake up. And literally, I can't remember what conference Jay tested me at. I literally ripped him out of bed and dragged him to the bathroom, just to get him moving. But it's funny because it's like he'll stay in bed dead until about the 3rd time, about halfway through it, and then he hops up because he is slow in the morning. I'm worried he's not going to be here at 5:30.
Well,
We'll see.
what time is it where you are now?
They're in our time zone.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
we're all in the same time
So
zone.
where is Jay? Why is he not here? I thought he was getting a haircut. Is that?
Oh no, he got a haircut earlier today.
Oh, okay.
He's at work now
Okay.
because he's a bum.
We weren't important enough to miss work.
Next thing you know, he pops in on his phone screen. Hey guys, I made it.
I made it. Here I am.
He's like in the
His
bathroom
forehead.
or something.
Emily said that one you picked me up and was shaking me to ready to get him next, and he jumped it. Oh yeah, I got Emily first one time, shaking her, and Jay hopped right up and got in the shower. Don't have to. It's funny. I'm a Nazi when it comes to times. If we got to be there at 6:30, we're there at 6:30.
I don't know. I don't know anyone like that.
Emily and Jay are so slow.
I'm on Jay's side with that one. I'm the one that drags my ass every time I'm doing anything.
He's got to do that conference completely by himself with Rachel and Shayn here in a couple months, so that'll be exciting.
He's doing a conference by himself? Is that around the time you guys are going to be preoccupied, I assume?
Yeah.
Yeah. I was going to ask how you guys are going to work that with conventions and stuff.
So we only have one in June. We're due June 17th, right down the middle. So, if we go late or we go early, we should still be in June, most likely. So the only one we have in June is Monster Fest, which is here in Ohio. We bought Rachel and Shayn their tickets to go with Jay to help run the booth and help him set up and everything like that. But it's June 3rd, and I just, I didn't want to be 3 hours away because it's literally on the other side of Ohio. But we already paid for the booth, so we have to do it. So it's going to be fun to watch. They talk about putting me on the iPad and putting me on a stand. Yeah, Rachel has a wig.
You're going to be the
like
hologram this time.
Yeah. You just leave me at the table. But that's going to be an exciting one. Trying to think. Jeremiah is going to be there. I don't know who any of the podcasters are going to be there. I don't remember what the question was.
I was just imagining Jade drinking at a convention and you joining him to drink on a Skype call and you getting yelled at in the background that you can't drink at a hospital.
Not with that kind of attitude.
I do whatever the hell I want.
If it's in the right container.
Well,
Get like one of those
This is
pee
water.
jug things and just drink out of that. Nobody will question it. Just straight drinking out of a bedpan.
Until they tell you to cut the umbilical cord and you end up going for a toe.
So we're over an hour. I'm going to give, if you guys are okay with it, I'll give the chat a chance to ask you guys any question.
I'm good with that.
And then we'll wrap it up. I didn't realize we're already over an hour.
Hey, that's what happens when you sit down and talk with friends.
I know. And I'm all spacey and I'm still having a ball. Hello, Sherwin.
Hey, I got some of his art on my wall, but I'm not sitting in that room right now. Because normally I podcast from my front room and I got one of his drawings that I bought like right behind my head.
I got one over there and I got one over on that wall. So it's like I can't show it.
Well, actually, I got 3 from him. I got 2 prints and then a drawing.
Let's see. What did I get? I got Black Eyed Kids and Flatwoods Monster, I think.
Yep. I was going to say, I remember you getting the Black Eyed Kids one. I got one with Mothman and Flatwoods Monster like fighting in like a forest. And then I got one of Wendigo. And then I got one of this like pen drawing he did of like this Sasquatch with like grippy vine looking arms. It's pretty sweet.
Let's see, who would win in a fight, Mothman versus Sasquatch?
Sasquatch.
I think you're counting out all the radioactive abilities.
Is it a cage match or street fight or like what are the parameters here?
Yeah, we got to know if it's an organized fight or not.
Yeah.
Oh.
Is it sanctioned by the Nevada Athletic Commission or not?
No, I don't think it would be. I think it's going to be like some David Attenborough stuff, where it's just like a nature documentary and they're just trying to murder each other.
Yeah, I'm going Sasquatch. If he gets a hold of Mothman, it's over.
Yeah, all he has to do is grab a hold of one wing or one arm, and he's ripped in two.
If he's even from our dimension, his bones may be adamantium.
Well, and he has his tremendous booty. We didn't factor that in.
Mm-hmm.
The thickness is just going to throw him off.
Mm-hmm.
Mothman can fly away, but Bigfoot uses weapons.
Twerking while it's flying away from Sasquatch.
Emily said she's going Mothman.
Who
I
would
don't know.
win in a fight,
Mothman's all kinds of
Mothman
radioactive.
or Sasquatch?
Oh, wow.
I said we need more information. We need to know what rules this is being contested under.
Also, what
Sir-
kind of Squatch being? Because, we talk
Normal-
about like a Goliath
normal
Squatch here.
Midwest.
Like Patty?
Normal Midwest Bigfoot, 400 pounds, 6 foot tall.
I don't know. Sasquatch, he's a lover, not a fighter. She, lover, not a fighter. I'm going with Mothman on this.
I think I'm with Mothman. More special abilities.
Yes.
Pink eye. You get pink eye.
Only if he hovers at you.
Mm-hmm.
Blows you a little kiss.
Rocks, logs. I don't get what that means, Sherwin. Oh, he can throw rocks and logs as weapons. Pat says, when are we going to go on a hunt for a South Bay Bessie? Maybe soon. I've tried it once. Didn't catch anything. Put a whole rotisserie chicken on a shark pole. Didn't catch it. Do you guys want to give out some final shout outs and stuff like that for these people?
Us?
Yeah.
Oh.
Tell everybody where they can find your guys' stuff, anything like that. Sorry, I'm not good at ending.
You said shout outs. I thought you meant shout out people in the audience. I was like, yes, I could do that.
Shout out Mothman.
Shout out to you, Emily.
Sasquatch.
I know Emily's in the audience. That's the only one I know. But we can start. So again, I'm Orin. This is Jenny. We're with the Framework UFO Research Center, now with Shayn on Bizarre Encounters. You can find my whatever page on Instagram at the Framework UFO, and yours is
100% that witch with some underscores. But if you just put that in, you'll find me. Pink hair. That's me.
So, if I can interject real quick, why don't you tell the 100% that witch joke? Because there's been
there's
some confusion
people
about
don't get it, and I'm like shocked. Do you guys get it?
Yes.
Do you really?
I don't.
All right, it's a Lizzo. It's a Lizzo song. It's a yeah.
I know it now. I get it now.
But it doesn't say witch. It says a different word.
It says a not
I
family
get
friendly
that.
word. But I was like, this is really funny. So I tried every variation of it I could find because I'm like the not cleverest person, clearly, because there's 100 more people who have already done it. But
at least 3 because there's some underscores.
Yeah,
involved,
100% underscore that witch. But I think some people have taken it to mean that I think I'm just the best witch there is. And I'm like, wow, okay, no. So anyway, there's that.
It's all about Lizzo,
about Lizzo.
If we're doing a triple threat match, I'm taking over Mothman and Bigfoot.
Lizzo?
Supersonic cheek clap.
Yeah.
Yes.
The whole ground just
Only
splits into a
booty
million
bigger
pieces.
than Mothman's.
Squatch and Mothman all just fall in the holes.
But anyway, there's our shout outs and some jokes thrown in. Yeah.
And my jokes.
If
Give
anybody
us
wants
the dumb, Shayn.
I got you.
There we go.
I hit the right one that time because I mixed it up
Perfect.
because last time I thought I did the pink one for Jenny, but it's the purple.
That's all right. Tell them my jokes.
I'm glad there was no profanity involved.
I'm glad I didn't hit the Squatch button on accident. But if anybody wants to come and check out my stuff, Inquiries of Our Reality is my solo show that I do. And Bizarre Encounters, like he said, that's our show that we all do together. Try to make it easy for everybody. I put everything under link trees, including actually links to their stuff, which I was going to mention. If you guys want to come and find them, go to the Bizarre Encounters link tree, and you'll be able to find their pages off of that. But going back even farther than that, if you want to find Bizarre Encounters and Inquiries of Our Reality and just kind of follow the line down, Open Minds Media. So everybody knows the link tree part. And then it's open_minds_media. You'll be able to find all of us from there.
Awesome stuff. Well, you know how we like to end it. On the count of 3, we'll all scream bye, and we'll see if it actually ends, because I've never done this officially. So don't say anything inappropriate after I supposedly end it. So 3, 2, 1, bye.
Bye.